They'll be calling you a radical. First, I want to caveat Tracy Hall was my 8th grade history teacher at Walcott Junior High. He invented the synthetic. Worked for General Electric. This is University of General Electric. So, Kevin Blanch, I'm no panty painter. Now, I'll give you the real scoop on the GE nightmare, the catastrophe. And anybody who bought the stock on Friday, who got sucked in on Friday, you need to sue CNBC. CNBC is liable. They sat around all day Friday, and that stock rallied, 4% on Friday. Why? Oh, we think on the dividend cut, the stock's going to rally. And then they would ask him why. That a major so-called hedge fund, born with a silver spoon up his ass, know nothing. These guys do nothing by index funds and just sit around. They don't do shit. These computers do all the trading. So anybody that got sucked in, you need to sue them. CNBC is liable. They sucked you in. That was they're scam artists. So let's talk about this is the University General, this is Waterloo, this is nuclear. I'm here to tell you. So I've been listening to the conference call in the morning. It started here, Mountain Time at 7 a.m. And like I said, I told you to get out. I accept tips, by the way. I saved a lot of people a lot of money. And so, listen, this is important. So I listened to the whole call. And we'll walk here through the University of General Electric, my home. And this is the university that General Electric built. And so, Weber State, Ogden, Utah. And so, the heir as to the GE fortune, who I know here, me and her got into it about 7, 8, 9 years ago on a fellowship on my PhD. Because I'm anti-nuclear. I was teaching at her grandfather's school, the Water School of Art. I says, this is a big mistake you're making with me. You want to turn your back on me? I'm going to be your worst nightmare, which I am. So let's talk about the earnings call. So this is the big takeaway. This is the big news. It's new. This is going to slaughter this stock. And one of the good analysts came out this morning, finally, and she said this morning, dividend cuts, and that's the least you were. By the way, the dividend cut was much more than anybody forecasted except for me. She said, I priced this stock at $11. I wonder where she got that price target. I priced it at $11 a long time ago, $11.33 at 33-degree Masons, scumbags. So here's the big takeaway. So their turbine business is the core of their business. It's the biggest piece of their business by far. What's that? Nuclear energy. So nuclear energy, now remember, E.O. Waters died of leukemia 4 days after he got the contract to build Hoover. I taught at the Water School, but #1 school business in the United States when I taught there. Unarguable. It's a joke now. They got morons teaching there. Chinese it's Chinese slavery. No ethics, no morals, no nothing. They're scumbags. So the Water School of Art, which I went to here in San Francisco, the elite school of art, that's where I went. And so I taught at the business school. Here's the big takeaway. So the revenue stream off the turbine business in last year was $20 billion, $20.6 billion. The year before, $20.3 billion. This year forecasted at $21 billion. They came out today and said the revenue stream for this year, they're going to quit cheating on their amortization, on their, she was jumped about it. Their finance CEO, she was asked why. Why was you, amortizing this out over 20 years? And, she got her ass jumped about it. And she said, well, we've got to quit doing that. We need to see the real numbers. So they came out today and says, zero. You heard me right, zero. Now, here it gets better. 2018 forecast on the turbine business going forward. 2018 business. That's the core of their business. They just came out just now and said negative 20%. Now, how much is that? That means a write-down, a loss of several $billion. They said we have not been dynamic enough in the renewables, whatever, in the storage. That's where the big business is. And I'll tell you simple, it's real simple. It's real simple. Jeff, I'm melting. The cores are melting. He went all in with Obama and rats on the Fukushima cover-up. They doubled down, and all these idiots that doubled down on nuclear power when Fukushima happened. That's what they did. They went into cover up, and this is really important too. People need to understand this. So these dumbass analysts. Number one, this is a dividend income growth stock. Not income growth. It is retiree income stocks. These are income stocks for the dividend. by law, because none of these idiots trade their own stuff, they use computers. By law, written into freaking many of your bylaws on your 401k, which is, this is all the money that fuels this madness, is your money, is there's thousands of funds. The biggest funds in the world have to, by law, it has to meet a certain matrix. It won't meet it now. So the computers, by law, as soon as these analysts, tomorrow, they're going to start selling these stocks out of these funds. They have to, by law. Now, this is another big piece. GE will be moved out of the Dow. Why is that a big deal? Because look, the Dow has bylaws that are written in. There has to be the third. They have to meet this, and this. They just fell out of that. They don't meet it. And it's written by law. These are rules they cannot avoid. It's going to have to be removed out of the Dow. Now, why is that a big deal? The biggest funds in the world, all these funds do, you know, they window dress the card. They just buy index funds. They buy the Dow. Especially in this market post-2009, who I've been bearish. You know I've been bearish. You know, I got leukemia. In 2011, I'm doing video after video. Buy. So, the computers will start to sell. They have to. By law, this stock's going to $11 soon. I'm here to tell you. And anybody who got sucked in, that really pisses me off, that trade on Friday. These idiots who bought it. Oh, and they had this big hedge fund freaking guru on there. Oh, it'll go up. Why? Somebody asked him, why is it going to go up? Just because. Don't you love? So, by the way, this is the only thing General Electric gave us. This is the art school that and this building is spectacular. It is grand. It's the only good thing that came out of GE. You know, they gave us this. I'm here to tell you, this is Waterloo. You know, maybe they can have, Wellington can call in his neighbors in Russia, Putin, and come defeat Napoleon. I was in Vienna. All roads lead to Vienna on the 200th anniversary. This is nuclear Waterloo. You think I'm overstating that? Oh, I'm not. I'm not. This is a big deal. I just listened to the conference call. They're screwed. And they know that they can't lie anymore. Jeffrey Melting, Barack Obama let them relocate the cover up of Fukushima. General Electric built the reactors at Fukushima, Japan. There's $5 billion, which is going to turn into $500 billion litigation by the sailors in San Diego. John Edwards is the lead on it. It's going to get bigger and bigger, and I hope new attorneys, because John Edwards and Paul and Geithner are a freaking panty pater softball team that's pathetic. They've waited this long. There'll be new attorneys step up, because I've already been talking to them. They've been coming to me. So this is a big deal. We'll get a Waterloo. What's going on? I hope Desiree chokes on her caviar today. This school sits on so much. I should manage their endowment. Oh, thanks. You know how much freaking G stock they sit on? They're fools. I'm like, hedge it, buy some puts, do something. These trades are so dirty, and these fund managers are so corrupt. This is it. And why? Because General Electric is the thumbprint. Now look, it's real simple. When they collapsed and they cut their dividend in 2008, 2009, that should have been the end of this. But no, the Fed, who Merrill Eccles is named after the Fed, he's from here, Federal Reserve. Called himself the Great Socialist, by the way. He'd roll over in his grave. Ayn Rand, Greenspan, Science Fiction Economics by Kevin Blanch. Remember, this should have been the end then. It should have washed out. But they just continue to slash the freaking rate, slash the rate, inflate their way out. But what happens at the end of that cycle if you just kick the can? And they even said it in their own conference call. They says, well, is this systemic or is this cyclical? It's systemic because of this cycle. It should have washed out in 2008 and 9. QE1, 2, 3, 4, and Rand Greenspan. Inflate your way out. It's caused this freaking homeless population to freaking explode. I mean, it's a horrible nightmare what they've created with this. This is the thumbprint of it. It should have washed out in 2008 and 9. But we kicked the can for how many years? This is the beginning to the end. I'm telling you. This is freaking U.S. economic Waterloo. And this time, Wellington didn't call in or did he call in his Russian cohorts to come save them? And maybe Rothschild can send the carrier pigeon to see which way it's trading. This stock's going to $11, I'm here to tell you. Stay in tune today. And I want to say this, why this is so important. 42 years ago yesterday is Sunday. Just like they tried to do to me. They killed Karen Silkwood. Jerry Spence is from here. The thing, there is no Jerry Spence. There is no Atticus. I'm on my own. I know that. I know that I'm on my own. These fucking softball panty painter fucking friends of the earth negotiated and put Diablo Candy. That fuck them. I don't compromise. I fucking do not waver. I don't. They killed Karen Silkwood. They killed her. Thelma's hot. Thelma's hot. This is it. It's nuclear Waterloo. This is it. They want to try to fucking kill me, split my chest open, give me AML leukemia, but they underestimated me. For the angels, they watch out on me. I survived. I'm alive. What a fucking epic story. Nuclear Waterloo. Stay in tune.